got something over there he likes. Let's see how long he'll stay there. I'll creep up to him. Two of them there, and that other one just flew away. Might have been a buzzard, I couldn't tell. Yep, there they go. Oh, there's three of them. There's another one. Hey, all you old house lovers. I just got permission to take a look inside this old house. I think it's really old. I don't really know much about it, so I'm gonna have to do some research on it. I'm really excited to take a look inside. Let's take a look. That large opening in the wall there is where the chimney would have been. The brick chimney would have been there when the house was originally built. I believe this house was built in the early 1800s, maybe mid 1800s, based on the style of construction and the size of the house and the modesty of the house. It's not a large house and it's not an extravagant house. Pretty simple and plain. The earliest documentation I can find of this house is from an old topographical map dated 1919. But I do believe the main section of the house, the original section of the house, is at least 50 years older than that, if not more. After having spent a few minutes here and looking at the house, the way it's constructed, I believe that this first part with the front door and the porch was the original part. The part over to the right was added much later, and the kitchen area in the back was probably added at some point maybe between those two sections. I think there are three different sections of construction here. That's part of an old table. Old enameled steel tabletop. Probably off of a Hoosier cabinet. Check out this old door. The size of that lock. Thing's huge. Look how thick that windowsill is. It's 2.5, 2 3/4 inches probably. Couple of groundhog holes. This is the only way to access the building that I know. I've never actually tried the front door. So that's where I just came in. Window there next to it.
Nice old 5-panel door. It's only about 6 foot tall, maybe 6'2". And the ceiling's gone, so we can see right to the loft upstairs. It's about a 2.5 foot knee wall up there, and then the roof line angles in. All wood lath and plaster. Hopefully we'll be able to get up there. You can see those ceiling joists or attic beams. Nice and thick, probably 4 inches thick. And maybe 8 inches tall. And at some point it was electrified. So we got a light fixture there. And I guess, I don't know if that was a window at one time on each side of the fireplace. And they turned that into a shelf, or maybe it was never a window and it was always a shelf. Okay, there's a newspaper. Let's see. What does that say? Just looking at this chair rail, it's really nice. It's got a rounded spot there with a little, I don't even know what you would call that. It's just really nice right there. Nice workmanship. Same way on that side. Real nice chair rail. Got a little beaded door trim, piece of back band, what they call back band here. Gives it some depth. Okay, let's step into the back room. I don't know if this was the kitchen. Got a little metal cabinet here. See a paper towel rack, so this must have been the kitchen. Floors are terrible though. I'm sure there's been termites in here. I think this house is probably 200 years old. Just by the style of it. And I'm pretty sure no one has lived here for the last 30 years anyway. So it's in pretty bad shape. I did not know there was a back door here. Oh, look at the stairwell. Look how steep that is. Can't wait to go up there. these floors are very soft. I feel like I could go through the floor at any minute. Let's see if this door will open. I guess I can get through it. Now look at here. Somebody's been storing something in here. There's what's left of a door. That is an interesting door. I have never seen one like that. If that's actually a door. There's a place right there for a heater. And someone has put plastic over the chimney and the windows. So it's almost like someone, there's a part of a lantern. So someone must have been kind of hanging out in here and maybe heating this room. Floors are in a little better shape on this in this room. I want to see what this is. Let's see if I can get this out of the way. It looks like a door with the bottom panels missing. Check out this part. There's the front door and the stairwell. I'm looking up here at these ends of these ceiling joists. They're huge. Front door. I guess that's the living room. I'll go in there in a minute. There's a little cubby here under the stairwell that I'm interested to take a look at. An old guitar. Looks like an old hat box or cheese box, probably. That's just an old 2-panel door. This door has a transom over it. Some type of window opening over the door, but then they've got siding over it from the other side. Let's see what's in this room here. Not much in here. We have wainscoting on the other walls over here. Throughout the other parts, maybe this was added later. This does not have the wainscoting over here. This is a different style of trim as well. Doesn't have the back band on the trim. Let's see, does it have back band? Nope, no back band on the doors. This is a 2-panel door, but relatively plain. Just a 1x8 baseboard. You got some power. Electrical outlets there in the walls, and the baseboard, which is how they did it back in the day. They put it in the baseboard. Just one outlet for this room, and nothing on the ceiling, no light. We do have a bat friend though. Checking me out. Not much going on in here. Well, looks like it's time to go upstairs. Oh, there's some shelving on the back of the stairwell. Somebody left their old jack to their old 57 Chevy in here. Do have a light in the hallway. See, they've got the back band on that door and on that door. But this is the doorway into the newer section, and it does not have back band on this trim, nor does it have it inside that room. All right, looks like we're ready to go up the stairs. I did notice, you can see, as we've noticed in some of our other houses, old houses that we've looked at, that they have tried to make these risers on the steps look like either some type of marble or a more interesting grain in the wood. It looks more to me like they were trying to make it, to marbleize it, so it looked like marble, which was not uncommon then. See, they got nice trim, turning the corner, going up the stairwell there. So let's see what it looks like. Ooh, the floor is kind of soft right here. Yeah, you can definitely see there. They've done something along this wall here. To make it look a little more interesting. Oh, look, there's a little dresser there or something. Part of a window. Some old hubcaps. Some old Ford hubcaps. It's a different one. A little bit of a stair rail left. You can see this old hand split wood lath. Very old. Stairwell's kind of crooked, but so far it feels pretty sturdy. Going up one step at a time. Got a lot of floor missing there. Look at the size of those joists. Don't see any bats right now. I do want to see what this piece of furniture is. If I can get over there without falling through the floor. This stuff feels pretty sturdy though, which is a bit shocking. That one's got a little termite damage, but I'm right over the wall there, so, or I think that was a wall anyway. There's an old mirror broken. Not much to it. Looks like the termites have gotten all the way up into the ceiling joists. Even if I was able to salvage here, not sure there would be a whole lot of good lumber. That one over there looks like it's safe. Somebody put somebody cut out the one ceiling joist there and added a 2x8 to hold things together. See the window frame hanging there. Let's see if we can get a glance in there. Yeah, I think I want to get over there and take a look in there. See if this joist will, yeah, it looks like it'll hold my weight. Look at the size of these floorboards. Somebody got a big chunk of it here. But these floorboards are 10, 11 inches wide. There's one that's not as wide. I was just noticing this base trim. It's kind of neat. They've got a piece of 1x board here that they've decorated. Then there's an overlapping piece of trim. It kind of sticks out. And then they plastered down to that. So let's see if we can check out this little dresser. More hubcaps. No floor in that one. Yeah, not much left of that dresser. A little bit of writing on the wall there. All right, back down to the first floor. Go out the back door here. And take a look from the back side. Those brick piers there look newer to me, and this is the section where the trim was different on this side of the house than it was on that side of the house. And these brick piers over here definitely look older than these. So looks like this would have been the original part of the house, and then this would have been added later. Siding looks pretty much the same, but not really lining up as far as lining up to the old siding. But then, of course, it doesn't really line up on these two walls either, which typically you would want it to line up. Let's see if we can get a look up underneath. Wow, look at the mud dauber nests. So you can see the beam right here has been eaten a lot by termites. And either the floor has sunk down to the ground, or the groundhogs have pushed the dirt up to the bottom of the joists, maybe a little bit of both. The joists actually look pretty straight, so looks like the groundhogs have just worked the dirt up to the point where it's actually into contact with the joists. And these are definitely some old brick. Let's take a look in another spot, see what it looks like. Can't see much from here. It's all collapsed. Looks like all the lumber under this part is milled. Over there on the old section, I think it's a combination of old hand-hewn and some of it's milled, or was milled and reused from an older house.
Okay, friends, thanks for coming along with me on this tour of this old 1800s farmstead. I had never been in this house before, although I have driven by it many times. I like to imagine that 150 years ago, there were no pines around this house. This was all prime farmland, and there was a farmer here with his wife and family tending the land and trying to make a living. It's always fun to try to go back in time and try to imagine how the folks lived back in that day and what they did through the day and how they slept in the evening. They probably slept up in the upper loft because, at least in the wintertime, that's where the warmth would be from the fire. Probably in the summertime, they slept down on the lower level where it would be cooler. Thanks for checking out this old farmstead with me. Keep those comments and questions coming. I really enjoy those and appreciate those. And we will see you next time. Until then, have fun and enjoy the journey.